Today we're introducing to you the new auto-raising noodle cooker with 6 baskets. This is our new product which allows users to adjust its power based on their needs. After this machine is unpacked, we can see this section, which is the main board operation area for the device time settings. There is one on each side of the machine. Here there are 2 switches on the machine. It has 3 adjustable gears, and the switch is marked with 1, 2 and 3 to represent these 3 gears. Each gear refers to 2 kilowatts of power. We will now switch to gear 1, and the display reads P01. If we switch to the middle gear, we will see that the number on the display has changed to P02, which means that the power has switched from 2 kilowatts to 4 kilowatts. We then move to the third gear, and P02 turns to P03, and the power goes up to 6 kilowatts. Now the machine is fully powered up. Here's the machine's main power switch. The machine will stay on even if we switch off the display. This is because there is still some voltage left when we switch off the display. That's why the display will not be off until about 10 seconds later. The display to the left of the switch displays the machine's temperature and the constant temperature adjustment section. Normally we do not use it unless the user really needs to adjust it. In typical use cases, this is not necessary. So looking further up, we see 6 baskets for noodles. Each button on the display controls 1 basket, like these here. 1, 2, 3. At the back here we have 2 inlet taps. This is the switch for the faucet. After we connect the water inlet pipe, we can use this switch. What we're looking at now is the high pressure spray gun. We can use this to flush the heating tube after the end of each day's work. It's important to do this every day. I was talking about all these functions. Let's talk about how to operate and use this machine. Let's take a look at this. This is the noodle basket. And this is the bracket. When we install this bracket, we need to put the bracket into the rod like this, so that it can be fixed. This is how the small bracket is hung. The operation of this machine is quite simple. Let's demonstrate it first, and we will show you how to set the time later. After you put the noodles in the basket, they will automatically drop down with a light push. They will also rise automatically when the time is up. The time we now set is 12 seconds. When the basket is lifting, we can hear this sound, which means the noodles are finally cooked. After talking about the operation, let's see how to set the time. First we press the left arrow to modify the time. Then we use the up button to change it. When you press the left arrow, we see that the display flashes. This means you have 3 seconds to use the up button to set the correct time. So now let's try it. So now we see a time of 2 minutes and 25 seconds. We will show you how to change it to 1 minute and 36 seconds. First the left arrow, then we see the numbers flashing. We then press the adjustment button, the up arrow, to change the number to 6. In the same way, we can adjust the number to 3. Then press the left arrow button and adjust the number to 1. This is how we set the time of 1 minute and 36 seconds. Next, let's talk about the other functions. When we are cooking, sometimes you want to lift up the baskets in advance before our timer is up. To do this, we just lightly tap them like so. When the baskets are lifted up, the timer is interrupted and resets to the original time. This is how we operate this machine. Next, let's talk about how to drain the water. At the bottom here, there's a door. Inside we can see these pipes. The left one is for draining the left tank, the middle one for the right tank, and the right one is used for draining overflow. The water flows out through these 3 water pipes, and they are made of odorless silicone. When you push this valve, the water flows. When you push the valve, the water flows out. So this is the overflow separator. When we cook noodles, there are some waste products. These will drain through this hole. This means it is important to securely connect the drain pipe to the bottom of it. This is the overflow separator. You can also use it to hold bowls. We need to install the separator when using the machine. As we can see, the water boils quickly when we lower the baskets. It also stops quickly after you raise up the baskets. What's the secret? The answer is that we can very rapidly heat the water to a boil. When the basket is lifted, the temperature will drop, but only to 97 degrees. When you lower the basket, it will boil to 100 degrees. As this is so precise, it only has to increase by 3 degrees to reach boiling point. This allows it to do so very quickly. How many models of this equipment do we have? Well, there are 3 different models of our noodle cookers in this series. There are different models with 3, 6 and 9 baskets. What we can see now is the one with 6 baskets. This is our best selling model. We have another model and we call it the standard model. This does not have the time changing function, nor does it have the gear shifting function or the cleaning spray gun. This one we are showing now is a luxury model. You can adjust its power based on your demands. This means that we have 2 models, the standard and the luxury model. The standard model is only available with either 3 or 6 baskets. The luxury models also come with a 9 basket model. Is another one with 4 baskets? The one with 4 baskets is available but needs to be custom ordered. The 4 basket model is not that cost effective, however. The 6 basket model is only 500 RMB higher than the 4 basket model. So what should users pay attention to when using this machine? Let's talk briefly. These sections I'm touching are waterproof, dustproof and oilproof. But there is one thing to pay attention to. That is that this section here is absolutely not allowed to get wet, otherwise the machine will be damaged. When this part of the machine touches water or gets wet, it might be fine at first. However, over time the entire circuitry can be damaged. This includes the motherboard, the thermostat and the relay inside. Therefore, it is very important that this section does not touch the water. This is the most important thing to pay attention to. And one more. Many people press the basket hard. This is wrong. The correct way to use it is just to tap it lightly with your fingertips. When you touch it, it will automatically sink or rise. Do the same when lowering the basket. It is very responsive. So is this water hose for cleaning up the waste? Yes, it's very powerful. As long as your water pressure is high enough, you can use it to clean the machine every day. If you do this, the heating pipe inside can be used for longer. is capable of entirely cleaning up the waste. If you clean up the machine every time you use it, significantly less waste will accumulate. So does this machine have any parts that might wear out over time? So we export both the machine and any spare parts that you might need. No matter whether there are worn out parts or not, we prepare several things just in case. Motors, heating pipes, anti-dry burning floats, power switches and thermostats. These are what we recommend customers to buy because we don't know when these components might wear out. Whether it is in or out of warranty, it can cause problems for customers outside of China when components wear out, so we recommend that you're prepared.